Hello everyone and welcome to a special review. Today we are going to take a look at a gaming notebook made by MSI. This was bought from China. It was cheaper than it goes in regular shops, and the best thing about it is that it comes with 1 year warranty, international warranty, so you are covered. Even if it comes from China, you are covered in most countries on all the globe. Of course, you can check first to see if your country has this warranty available, but it works for almost all of them. It also works for me, and the price was a lot more better than the regular price, and I'm going to include a link in the video description below where to get this notebook cheaper. Right, so this is the model the model is called GL62M 7REX, and it comes with let me show you here. I'll quickly show you. This is the full configuration. It's an Intel 7700 HQ. It's a quad-core CPU with 8 threads. It also comes with a dedicated video card, NVIDIA GTX 1050 Titanium edition with 4 GB included memory. It has a regular hard drive, 1 TB. It doesn't have an SSD drive. You can take that as an optional, but it's more expensive, and I've chosen this cheaper version because I can add my own SSD and get the whole thing cheaper. It also has only 8 GB of RAM, but it has an expansion slot so you can add more. And the regular things like wireless and Bluetooth and things like that. Very important, this comes with Windows 10 activated on 64-bit, but it's a Chinese edition, which I have tried to switch to install English language pack, and it seems that this Chinese version of Windows, it's only Chinese version of Windows. So if you want English, you need to reinstall your own Windows kit, at least if you want to use Windows operating system on it, or maybe you want to use something else. Right, so let's see what you get in the box first. I'm going to put the notebook a bit aside. Of course, you are going to get the charger, which is, as you can see, rather large, and that is because it outputs 7.7 amps. It's a 150 watt charger, which is a large charger, so this one should charge your battery fast and provide sufficient power for the gaming notebook to run on full speed. It also comes with this weird Chinese looking plug, so you need to provide your own cable if you intend to use this in a country like in a country from Europe or even from the States. You still need to change that cable. And there is one plastic bag full of papers, a quick start guide, probably some warranties and things like that. Oh, that's boring, I'm not going to look at it. And now moving back to the notebook, it's actually thinner and lighter than I was expecting it to be, because when you say gaming laptop, you expect something to be really heavy or thick and to have a lot of heat sinks to cool down all that hardware. And look at that, a red keyboard, looking very nice. And the keyboard is actually made by Steelseries. You may heard of that. That is a good brand for making keyboards, and they have things like RGB keyboards. I don't know if this one is RGB. I think it's only a red color keyboard. Right, so here we have 3 buttons. We are going to check them later. Let's take a quick look at the notebook. So It comes with protection foil over the logos. It has twin cooling exhaust ports, and there is a lot of space here to take cold air in, and it also features two independent coolers, and you can see it has independent heat pipes, so it cools independently the video card and the CPU. That should be very nice and should provide a longer lifespan. Right, so if I try to turn it on, it will start and it will open in Chinese. Of course, the BIOS configuration is also in Chinese, but you can switch it to English rather easy. And when you do that, I'm going to show you a trick to get along in configuring the BIOS setup or accessing the menu. You can use Google Translate with instant translate. You can select Chinese to English, and when you look at the text on the screen, it will automatically translate it, like location, ease of use, gaming, time and language. As you can see, it's not the perfect way to use it, and I'm not going to use it like that, but Google Translate really helped me entering the BIOS setup, so I can configure it to boot from other devices and things like that. And I'm going to replace the operating system very soon because I cannot work with Chinese Windows. The notebook comes preset with all apps pre-installed, and all the hotkeys are enabled. For instance, I can turn on the backlight of the keyboard, which is, as you can see, red, and you can adjust its intensity, which is very nice. And all the other things like monitor brightness, volume, quick keys such as speed mode, all work, and that will be shown probably in a second part of this video, where I'm going to reinstall all the apps in the correct language version. Also, I'm going to show you how to change the language very easy if you don't use Google Translate or don't manage to use it. When you enter the configuration setup by pressing the delete key just after powering the notebook up, you are going to be in main, the first option, and then you can go here to system language. So it's not the first, not the second, but the third option. And when you press enter on it, the first option is English, and then you have simplified Chinese and traditional Chinese. So you select English, the first option, you select enter, and then you need to go blindly on save and exit, and the first option is save changes and reset. After you select that and the laptop restarts, when you are entering the configuration setup again, it will be in English, so you can do all the things you need here. And you have a lot of options actually here that you can enable or disable beside the regular booting option. So it's a decent BIOS. Of course, you cannot overclock it or things like that, but for a notebook PC it's enough. Let's now take a look also at the design and functionality. So in front here you have a LED for wireless, you have an LED for battery, and another LED for hard drive activity. On the left side you get a locking port, which is very useful if you leave your laptop somewhere. You can use a lock for that. Of course, you get wired connectivity for network. You get a USB 3 port, HDMI, mini HDMI or something like that port, another USB 3 port, and also USB type C port. Of course, the usual jacks for microphone and headphones. On the rear part of it there's no other ports, and on the right side you get also SD card reader, which is very useful, at least for me, for my video edits, which I'm going to do a lot on this notebook, and a regular USB port, just good enough for connecting your wireless mouse to the notebook. Of course, it uses a very nice finish. It's a very smooth plastic. It's not the rubber type painted plastic. I don't know how to call this. It's kind of addicting to be touched, but you can see I took it out of the box a few minutes ago and it's full of my marks, and I think that this thing is hard to be cleaned and it will be stained all of the time. Let's hope that is only the single problem that this notebook will ever have. And with that said, be sure to follow the second part of this review, where I'm going to choose one of these solid state drives that will go inside this, and I'm going to show you some not secrets about it, but some interesting stuff that goes inside, because I'm going to take it apart and install this. And the best thing about it is that you can actually keep two drives inside, one regular hard drive or SSD drive, and also you can install another type of solid state drive that will allow you to still use a regular hard drive or a regular solid state drive. So be sure to follow my next part, and I'm going to show you and explain all of that. Until then, bye bye.